Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my Facebook Friday Live. My name is Julia Green. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I go live on Fridays with what I call Facebook Friday Lives. Sometimes the time is different because of my work schedule. So if you'd like to know when I'm going live, you'd like to be notified, you can go to the top, I believe it's the top right-hand corner of my page, and you'll see three little dots there. You click on the three little dots, and there's a place where you can turn on notifications. If you turn on the notifications, then you get a nice little notification when I'm live, and so then you can check me out. If you can't always watch me live, I always post the replay right here on Stamping with Julia on my Facebook page, so you can always catch it at a later time. But at least you'll get the notification that tells you that I was live, so then you know later when you get home after work, whatever, you can check it out and see what I had in store for you guys. So today I challenged myself. I went to my box of goodies that I bought way back in the beginning when the new mini catalog went live. I don't think I have any of these catalogs left, so if you are interested, you're probably going to have to look online. And you can always do that by accessing my online store right there. That's my website. So you can always go right there and check that out. But I don't think I have any more of these catalogs, so I couldn't get you one. If I do have a bunch of people that want one, I will put in another order. We can order 8 at a time, so I could put in another order. So if that's something you really want, let me know. And I will do that for you if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you already have received one from. Okay, so when I went through my box, I found this cute little stamp set called Yuletide Village. Okay, really cute. I love the church, which is probably why I bought it. And so I decided to challenge myself to make some cards and some stuff with this with you guys today. So that's one of the stamp sets that we're going to be using. I've added in a few different things. Okay, and let's see if I can go with my first one here. All right. Hi, Miss Sandy. Okay, so these are the supplies that you're going to need for this first card. And this shape right here is from the Meandering Meadow Suite, which is an online suite. So, as always, please visit the online store. That right there is the Utterly Adorable Suite, which is available online as well. We do have in our online store, we do have things that are exclusively online, so they're not in our catalogs. So you're going to want to check that out. But this shape here is from the Garden Meadow dies. And I picked it because I kind of thought it looked like a church window. So that was kind of the look I was going for. All right, so now, when I first did this out, okay, I grabbed the Snowflake Sky 3D folder. I apologize for the glaring in here today. It's dark and dingy outside today here, so when it's that way, these lights have a tendency of just glaring in here. I don't know why, but they do. So I took myself and I got a piece of Balmy Blue, and I went ahead and I embossed, I don't know if you can see the snowflakes on there, okay? And then I came in with my arched piece here, and I put it over top, and I realized that it covered up most of the snowflakes. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work for me. So I set that aside, and you'll see I came up with a card using that shape as well, or that die as well. Okay, so I've also added in the Peaceful Seasons stamp set, okay? And this has a lot of really great dies that also go with it, okay? So I have gone ahead and I've cut what looks like this bow banner piece. Okay, we've done that in Night of Navy. Now I wanted to layer a white piece on top of that. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's got where you could cut that square off. So that's what I did. I cut myself a white one and I cut the square off. And I put that on there and I said, okay, I still want a little bit of my blue showing around that edge. So I went over to my cutter and I measured this. And that's what's great about our our cutters, because it goes down to a 16th, or yeah, is it a 16th? Yeah, it goes down to a 16th of an inch. So I was able to come back and cut these just a little bit smaller, and you'll see when I go to put this all together that then I ended up with like that. So that is that, and I did a couple extra ones just in case when I'm stamping I make a smooch. Okay, so we have our white heavy cards. Yeah, it's been snowing here too, on and off. It's kind of dark and dingy. It was beautiful when I came home this morning. The sky was just gorgeous when I came home this morning. And all the snow. I love it when all the snow sticks to the trees and everything. I just think it's really pretty. So, all right, so we have a piece of Balmy Blue and we have a piece of Night of Navy. We're going to go ahead and mount those. Now, this is the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so that gives me just a little bit of that blue Night of Navy peeking out. And then my Balmy Blue is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so we can go ahead and mount all that. So let's just go ahead and do that. And that'll get 3 pieces of stuff out of my way while I'm showing you the rest. And I find that our cutter is very easily legible. Like I don't have a hard time finding that 16th of an inch. I feel that it's marked out very well. It's got, you know, measurements on all sides. So if you have somebody on your list, your little Christmas list this year, that is into paper crafting, or even if they're just kind of like working in office and stuff, that cutter is really, really handy. If they do flyers, any PR work, that type of stuff. So it's just a really, really handy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set this aside. So we're going to bring in our little arched, what I called like an arched window. And yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but it also has a little bit of scoring around the outside edges, which is kind of neat. Now, I grabbed one of my blending brushes, and I did grab the Balmy Blue, but I found that there was already enough ink right on my blending brush that I just went like this, and I'm just going to come down around these edges, and I just want a little subtle of that blue. If you find that that's not giving you enough, then just go ahead and put a little more ink on there, but I found that it was doing just enough. So I liked it. Now I only went on those edges because I wanted this to be kind of more, it's going to look like snow. All right, so we're going to bring in the church. Let's get rid of my scrap paper. I need my black ink, and here we go. So now I'll have black ink for the rest of the day on my fingers. When I get done with you guys here today, I am actually headed down to take a shower because I am off to do another 12-hour shift tonight. So. All right, so we're going to bring in our church, and we're going to stamp that kind of about, I don't know, about an inch from the bottom maybe. Right about there. And there's my church. Now, we're going to color the church in. While I have the black ink out, though, I'm going to grab the little tree, and I'm going to grab a scrap piece of white paper, which I have right here. You can see I've already cut some stuff out of this. And I need 2 trees. So we're going to just stamp 2 trees. I think my black pad needs a little re-inking. Do that when I get done. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut these trees off the scrap piece of paper. Now, while I'm working on the trees, I grabbed light mossy meadow. Make sure I have the right one here. And I just came in with my the writing tip side. You could use whichever side works best for you. And I'm just going to go over the stamped image because I want it to look like there's snow on my trees. I want it to look like it's Christmas Eve and everybody's going to church and it's just a nice little light snow. So everything has got a little bit of snow on it and it's glistening. I unfortunately got my work schedule last night and I'm working Christmas Eve. That's one of the things that in all the years that I have been working the night shift is I miss going to we have a 10 o'clock Christmas Eve service and I miss going to that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and fussy cut these two little trees out. It was always something I always really enjoyed going to, and I miss that. So I was a little bummed when I saw that I was working Christmas Eve, but I have all of Thanksgiving off because I have my brothers coming to visit. So I'm taking almost a whole week off for Thanksgiving. So I can't complain. I'm also going to be very busy with Mariah. We have a pickup truckload of greens coming, all different, everything from magnolia leaves to all different kinds of cedar, because we're going to start making some wreaths and some holiday decorations. She does some decorating for some of her clients. Oh, geez. Let's see. What do we got going? Oh, well, lots of people watching. Okay, so hi there, Sandy. Hi, Emma. Congratulations on those two beautiful babies. It is Emma that had the babies, right? Is it Emma? Is it your granddaughter or your daughter that had the babies? Hopefully I got that right. And then we have Deb. Hi, Deb. Very clever to make it look like they're snow covered. Yeah, I thought so. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and color in our church. I'm going to start with the little pathway here. I am doing light smoky slate in the little pathway. I'm going to do the little bow on the wreath that's on the church. Is going to be in real red. Light old olive is going to do the wreath that's around the window. We have light lemon lolly. Yeah, oh, I thought so. They were beautiful. What a blessing. So exciting. All right, and then we're going to do, this is light lemon lolly, and so it looks like the lights are on in the church. Let's see. Okay, so now these colors here that I'm using today are from the colors that you can buy that are skin toned. So they don't have any names on them. They have numbers on them. Mine were brand new and had never been used. There they were sitting over there looking at me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself to look at those or to use those as well. So this one is SU 500. And they do have an item number on them. And they are, I believe, online. I'm not sure if they're in the catalog or not. Where's Sandy with all that lovely information? All right, I'm going to do the front door. Just like that. Oh, I want to do the roof where the snow has melted off because, you know, there's a lot of singing going on in church there. So lots of hot air. All right, this is another one. This is SU 800. And I am going to do these outer walls with this one. This kind of made me think of our Catholic church here in town. It's kind of this color. And a lot of people refer to it, people from out of town that don't know it's the Catholic Church. Those of us that live in town know it's the Catholic Church. But people that live out of town call it the Pink Church. You know the Pink Church there on the sharp corner? Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right. And then we came in with the good old ivory to do this part. Oops. And I think you'll like the way this looks when I get done with it here. Now, ivory comes with the bronze as a pair. So, and I do believe those are listed in the annual catalog. Now I'm going to do that same thing with my light mossy meadow with my tree over here. So that it looks like, actually on this tree, I colored the whole thing in because you're going to see it's just going to shadow around the other two trees. All right, now we're going to grab Winkostella and give all our snow a real lot of glitter, the snow on the roof, the little bit of snow underneath the windows. And I missed, there's a little line. So there's like little things on the window there. All right. And then we're going to do a little Winkostella down here along the path. And I just did like this kind of down in here. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and mount that on here. Right about in the middle. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of those guys. Oh, they are in the annual catalog. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sandy. So if you have stamp sets that have people in them, they are definitely going to want to be on your wish list. All right, so we're going to do one tree down there. And then this little guy came up, and you see how I just put him so he's just, that other little tree is just peeking out. Okay. Now we're going to do our little salutation on the bottom. Let's see if I get the right one. Joy and love to you. All right, and we need Knight of Navy. And since we don't sell that little skinny block anymore, I mount my little skinny sayings to one side of my block. That way there I can do this, so I just can see that I'm getting ink on them. It's also, I can use the edges of my ink pad, which happens to be a spot where there's more ink because, you know, we always go to the center of the ink pads. So I find that this works. I find that this works really well for me. So, and then I'm going to bring this down, try to get it in the center. Kind of off screen, sorry. So there we have joy to and love to you. Now, because this is kind of skinny, I'm going to grab in my liquid glue. Whoops. And we're going to go ahead and mount that on this ribbon banner piece. And you'll see it leaves just a little bit of that blue all the way around the edges, which I really like a lot. And then, oh, I got this down a little too far. So we're gonna have to modify this. Actually, and maybe I can pick this tree up a little bit. Yeah, let's put him up just a little bit. Perfect. Okay, now I need my mini dimensionals. We put some of those in the back of our ribboned salutation here. And we're going to put that right across the bottom. Just like that. Okay. Now I thought my top was kind of lacking a little something, so I grabbed my pearlized enamel effects. But before I did that, I came in with my Winkostella, and I tried doing this thing, and it evidently was not wet enough. So I just came in with my Winkostella and did this. Okay. Now I came in with my pearlized enamel effects, and this is the white, okay? And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I came in with the white loose snowflakes. I put some on my thingy. I grab my take your pick tool. Hello, take your pick tool. Where did you go? There you are. All right. And I'm going to grab a little one and I'm going to put them right in the enameled effects. And so it kind of squirts up around them and it gives this shimmery look with the snowflake in the middle. So if you were looking for another reason to buy this crystalled enameled effects, here's one. Okay. And then I have another little one up here. I love the way this looked. I love the way it kind of, but now remember that this takes a minute to dry. So then I felt like the center was really kind of missing some lackluster. So I came in and I put 9 little spots inside here. Just like that. And came back in with my snowflakes and added some more snowflakes. Now you might have to use your tweezers or something because sometimes these guys really kind of stick to your take your pick tool and they don't want to come off. I find that what little bit of fingernail I have works okay. Sometimes they drop off, sometimes they do not. Oh, I don't want little ones. Okay, and there you have it. Fun, and it gives it a little bit of shimmer. And I know, unfortunately, the camera doesn't really give you much of that. Oh, the snowflakes are completely sold out. Oh, what a bummer. Well, if you have them in your stash, if not, you could always stamp some snowflakes in there and come back with your crystal effects and do that. But I like the way this came out. The Sky 3D embossing folder is currently unavailable and is due to back order by December 30th. Okay, the snowflake one, Sandy? Oh yeah, Snowflake 3D Sky. Okay, well, the other thing that is probably still available in the catalog, and I did mount it today, but I don't know what I did with it. Here we go. Falling Snow. This is a stamp set. This is a background stamp set that also has some snowflakes. So you could have taken that piece and done and stamped it with the background stamp too. So if you're looking for something else, and then come in with your Wink of Stella. So that's another option. So I apologize for showing you something that's completely sold out. That's what happens when I should really go. Here was my sample that I was copying over here. Okay, so that's card number 1. Now, if you remember, I had embossed these, and I was like, okay, I didn't really like the way that came out. And then I went over to my cutter to cut something else out. And when you cut out that shape, that window shape, you get, or I call it a window shape, you also get the negative, which also has these embossed things around the outside edge. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount that right on top of our snowflake embossing folder. How's that look? Definitely kind of glary in here today. I apologize. All right. So then we're going to grab another scrap of white piece of paper. We need the church again. And I'm really trying to ink this up because I really think my Memento pad needs a little juice. I avoid that because I always get the black ink all over myself. All right, we're just going to stamp this down towards the bottom of the paper here. Okay. Now we're going to come in and we're going to fussy cut the church. We're going to start down here at this corner. And we're going to come up. And I, when I'm fussy cutting, like to just kind of cut like this to get, whoops, I want to go down to the corner like that, okay? I find that when I'm fussy cutting like this, I like to cut like a lot of the paper away, and then there's the whole, you hold the scissors still and you move the paper. I've watched so many videos on fussy cutting because for those of you guys that know me and who used to stamp with me on a regular basis, knew that fussy cutting was not something I enjoyed, but I have learned to come to love it. And especially when you have a beautiful stamp set like this one that does not come with a die set. So you got to improvise, right? So there's my church, okay? Now, I'm also going to need a couple trees. So let's go ahead and stamp a couple trees. Can I do 2 trees on this one? Yeah. Oops. Now I'm going to get smudgies in because I'm really trying to bear down on the ink pad. Squeezing out the juices here. And let's put this one up here. All right, we're going to color those trees same like last time because I really like that look. So we're going to come in with the light mossy meadow. And we're just going to go basically draw right over top of the stamped image. And then that way there it's going to leave a little white in between so it looks like we've got snow. Again, I want this to look like Christmas Eve and it has just snowed. So everything has, just like my drive home this morning, all the trees had snow all stuck to them. I just think that's so pretty. I think one things I hate about living in New England and getting snow is that after the snow comes down and they plow the roads and everything gets that icky brown. I'm not a fan of the icky brown. All right. We're going to go ahead and fussy cut these trees out real quick. You see I'm getting all my excess paper away. To me, that makes it easier. And again, you're just going to hold your scissors and move your paper. So you just hold your scissors straight and just keep coming in with your paper. And just wiggle your paper back and forth. And you'll cut your trees out. Magical Christmas snow. Yep, Sandy, definitely. I really hope we do have a white... I love it when it snows on Christmas, even though I'm going to be working Christmas Eve, so I'll have to travel in it. But I drive a 4-wheel drive truck, so I live in New England. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and color in our church. This time I did the church a little bit... I did the church a little bit different. I think I did it opposite this time. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we have that 500. So let's come in and do these, the roof eaves, the spot on the roof where the snow has melted because everybody's singing and having a grand time, the front steps, the front door. Okay. We did light smoky slate as the little path. Light lemon lolly as the lights are on in the church because it's Christmas Eve. All right, and then we're going to take that, we're going to take ivory this time, and we're going to do the whole church ivory this time. And you guys can tell me which one you like better. I use ivory a lot as a skin tone But I think if you're really looking to really make, to do a lot of different skin tones and whatever, then you're definitely going to want to buy that grouping of markers. All right, and then we're coming in with the 800. We're going to do the steeple. Around the wreath. And around the front door. Okay, now my wreath is light old olive. And then the little bow on the wreath is real red. All right. Now we're going to flip this over. We're going to put a little bit of liquid glue across the bottom here. All right. And we're going to set our church in there. Just like that. Okay. We're going to put a little more liquid glue on this guy around the edges. And remember, liquid glue is your friend, and a little goes a long way. All right, and then we're going to bring this in. I might have to move my church a little bit because he's cattywampus to the side there a little bit. And we're just going to lay this right down on top of our piece of balmy blue that we've embossed with that folder. If you like to do snow scenes, it's okay to order the folder. The other thing is, if you are buying for other people, you can always do gift certificates, and then these things come back into play afterwards. Okay, so there's my little church. Now we're going to do the two little trees down here. And again, we're going to pop those up with some dimensionals. All right. Oops. Look what I forgot to do was the little tree next to it. So on this little tree, is this the light mossy meadow? Yeah. We're going to do that same thing where we just outlined the little tree. This time you can see it more. Okay. And then let's put this other tree over here. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to mount this whole thing to a piece of Night of Navy. As our card base. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oops. Yeah, let's put some liquid glue on there. A lot of times when you use embossing folders, it distresses the paper, so it makes the paper want to do that even more with the Stamp and Seal. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mount this to a piece of navy. All right, now I've gone and cut out a couple of circles using, is it Stylish Shapes? Stylish Shapes. Yep, Stylish Shapes. You think I'd know that by now. It's like my favorite go-to. All right, and we are using Peace and Joy out of the Peaceful Seasons. And then I wanted a snowflake, so I went and I grabbed Iconic Imagery, and we're going to use the snowflake out of there. That's right here. So again, in the Night of Navy. And on the smaller circle, we're just going to go right ahead and stamp that snowflake right in that smaller circle, just like that. And then on this one, whoops, I didn't need that. I need the Peace and Joy. And we're going to stamp the Peace and Joy kind of down towards the bottom of the circle. Okay. We're going to go ahead and mount this one flat. And we're going to do that up here in this corner. We're going to put dimensionals on this guy. And we're going to put that right up here. Okay. Now we came in with the adhesive back sparkle gems. These are probably one of my favorite go-to gems. We're going to use the little ones. And I need 3 of them. Let's grab this side. All right, come on, you. Come on. We're going to put one right in the center of the snowflake. We're going to put one right over here, in that empty spot, minus the wax from my Take Your Pick tool. And then one right down here at the bottom. And then come in with your Wink of Stella and make all your snow sparkly. So we're going to do sparkly on the roof, sparkly here, sparkly here. We're going to make our trees sparkly. And a little bit under the windows there. And there you have it. Isn't that cute? Now, I decided since I used Night of Navy, I'm going to go ahead and cut myself a white piece for the inside. Because I want you to be able to write or stamp a message on the inside. So we're just going to go ahead. This is just 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to grab that blue snowflake, and I did one up here, and I did one down there. And then I'll probably put snowflakes on the envelopes. But then here's my card that I was following. So that's number 2. Alrighty. So which church do you like better? Do you like the church with the darker color in the center or the lighter color in the center? This one we'll call A, this one we'll call B. I'm kind of leaning towards A, but I like them both. I always like them both. All right, I have one more thing. I am into tags right now. I have had lots and lots of requests for tags. So here's a little fun tag that I used this stamp set. So I have gone and I've taken a deckled circle, and then I took the stitch circle from the Stylish Shape dies, and then you're going to need a 3/8 of an inch piece of white. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp. And this salutation is from the Peaceful Season. This is a longer one, so I am using the longer block. But I am stamping over on the edge of my pad to try to get where the ink is really good. And I'm doing from my home to yours, right across there. Look at that. We're going to cut a little bit of the ends off. And then we're going to dart them. So you do a cut up the middle, and then you come in and you do corner to center, corner to center. So same thing on this side. Go cut up the middle. Whoops, helps if I'm in the screen. And then corner to center. And that gives you these cute little darts. Let's get all my scrappies off of here. All right, so we have that part done. Now my white circle, I'm going to grab that scrap piece of paper that I had before. I'm going to grab that blending brush. And again, I'm not even going to put any ink on my blending brush. I'm just going to come in. And if it, like I said, if it's not dark enough for you, then go ahead and just, I do this. Okay, and it just gets a little more ink on there. But then I go off on my scrap paper first. And then I come in. And on this one, we're going to go all the way around the edges. Okay. Scrap paper out of the way. Close this big bad guy up. I'm gonna leave the white, the blue, the Night of Navy open, but hopefully I don't stick my fingers in it. All right, this is another one of the houses from the stamp set. I love these. They're so cute. There's 3 different houses in the church. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp the little house kind of right about there. All right. We need another little tree. So let me see what I got left for scrap paper over here. You guys talking about the twins? A and B. Oh, that's cute. One of the girls that I worked with a long time ago, she just had twins, but she had boy and girl twins. She was a young gal when she worked with me a really long time ago. It was probably about 10 years ago. And she's married now, and they have one little boy, and then they just had boy and girl twins, and they were adorable. And she took them to one of those places and had like a professional photography done, where they're all like curled up with each other. It was just the cutest thing. That's one of my things that I like about Facebook. I sometimes Facebook it kind of gets to me. The whole social media thing, but I love being able to see what other people are up to, and there's a perfect example. She was an aide, worked with me years ago, and then went off to nursing school, got married, and now has these beautiful twins, and I'm able to follow along, which is kind of cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint. We're going to color our little house. So this guy has just a little bow on the front door, so we're going to hit that with the red. This time I did the door with the light smoky slate. Okay. And then we did the E, or the Stampin' Up! 500. That's going to be our eaves and around here. Arrow. We did the top part of this window. We did the shutters on this window. All right, we came in with the light lemon lolly because the lights are on and everybody's home. And then we did that other color, the 800. So we're gonna just go ahead. So those of you guys that follow me and are so faithful to me, thank you so much. And I apologize. I've been doing this card challenge, but I have to tell you, it has been a challenge. It is so hard for me to get into this room every day. It's definitely a goal of mine, but it is so hard for me to get up here. It really, really is. All right, so now we're going to come in with Wink of Stella. We're going to do a little Wink of Stella on the roof here, on the snow line. We're going to do a little Wink of Stella down here, along there. We're going to put a little Wink of Stella on our tree. All right, and then we're going to take a dimensional, put it on the back of our tree, put this guy right over here. Probably should have mounted this to the Knight of Navy circle first. And this works perfectly, so just a little bit of that Knight of Navy sticks out around. Can you see that? Love it. We got our tree. Oh, where did from our house to yours go? Oh, here it is. All right, so we need some mini dimensionals for that guy. Oops, I need those in the center. I don't want them over too far because I don't want them hanging off the circle. Let's see if I can pull that one back off. Yeah, I can. All right, and then this is going to go, oh, not upside down, Jewel. from my house to yours, right there. We're going to come in with that fun big snowflake, and we're going to stamp that guy right up here. All right, we're going to stamp this one over here, but we want it to be in so that you get the center of the snowflake, okay? And then I'm stamped a little differently, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get the third one in there, like I did on my first one. So it's going to be a little bit different. Let's stamp this one over here, just like that. Okay. Now, I grabbed a hole punch, and this is just a ordinary old hole punch. This does like kind of a big hole. I'm going to find the center, just like that. All right, I have some silver twine that I have here. We have silver ribbon. I don't think we have any of the silver twine anymore, but it sits here on my thing. And if you have some, we've sold it several different times over the years, so if you have some in your stash, go grab it out. And then I grabbed the navy twine that's in the natural tones, linen thread. Oops. I did a little bow and put it up there. But I don't know if you can see this, but in the center of my snowflakes, I did that same thing with a little bit of the enamel effects, and then put the little snowflakes in the center of my snowflakes. Okay, I'm kind of bummed because, well, I might be able to get a little one there. So yeah, that'll work. All right, let's do that. So we're just going to put a little. Now, this enamel effects will make the ink run, so you want to be kind of careful with this when you're playing around with it. I learned my lesson. And you're also going to want to make sure that you let your enamel effects dry, okay? It does not dry instantaneously like I am so used to. So I'm going to go ahead and put a snowflake there. There's another big one. Now I need a little one. And again, you could use whatever in the centers of the snowflakes. You don't have to use these little snowflakes. You can use the glitter, the sparkle gems that I used. You could put those in there if you wanted to. So this, when you put it in the center of these snowflakes and it squeezes out around, it does this it turns it blue, which is really kind of cool. All right, so there we have it, folks. So I'm not going to play around with this one anymore because I want my little snowflakes to dry, so I'm going to put him over there. So I'm going to use this one as my sample, but I'm going to try to clear off an area so that I can put my cards that we just made here so that you can see them all. And then I'm going to head downstairs, take a shower, and prep myself for work. All right, so there's that one. And then here's this one. So there you have it. All of these are done with the Yuletide. What did I do with the stamp set? Here it is. These are all done with the Yuletide Village on page 56 of the mini catalog. Love this stamp set. And like I said, it was over there in my stash, and I really needed to get it out and get it over here. So thank you guys so much for stopping in. I love it when you guys catch me on a Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. Don't forget Paper Pumpkin. It's a really great little subscription that we have, and this is going to be the January one, I believe. Or no, this is the December. Listen to me. I'm already into January. This is the December one. So this is one. Not to mention, you could also use this. This could also be a great gift idea. So keep all these things in mind for gifts. I also still have my tool bag sale. So if you guys are interested and you have, whoa, you don't want to see that mess. Ooh, that's my other side of my room. Sorry about that. You got to see the mess on the other side. I have my adhesive toolkit. It's a special for $50. It's an over $60 value. It comes in this great little pouch. We've got the silicone mat. We've got a bone folder in there. We've got liquid glue. We've got a pair of snips. We've got glue dots. There's a really great, there's a package of embellishments in there. All kinds of fun stuff. And it would be a great little gift for somebody. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to stop back on Sunday morning. I'll be here for coffee and a card. As my father used to say, God willing, and the church and the creek don't rise. My weekends sometimes get away from me, but I do try my best to come on here so that you can see all my fun little creations. And I like it when I challenge myself to do something fun and to go a little outside the box. I buy these stamp sets with the intentions that I'm going to use them, and so this is a great way for me to challenge myself and use them. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Did we decide which one of the churches we liked? Which one did we like? Did anybody say? I love the snow flocked look. Love it when snow comes on Christmas Eve. Me too. Did anybody say anything about, oh, love them both. Okay. All right. You guys all have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for stopping, and stop back Sunday morning. Don't forget that if you want the notifications of when I go live, just hit that little live button. You can always go to my Stamping with Julia page and watch old videos. That's always an option too. And I'm also with Stamping with Julia on YouTube, so I'm there too. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. As always, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll all be stamping together real soon.